Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lady Nika in with last night's episode and finale of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Hold on. Okay, child. 20 episodes in and we finally at the end. I'm so damn glad. I got a couple notes back here. I might not have to refer to them too much because it's pretty much right here still. But if you see me refer to them, please bear with a bitch because I'm getting old. But yeah, it was episode season 9, episode 20. Chateau She Did That. Not yet, Nico. Wait. Okay. Anyhow, child. We started this episode off with I don't even fucking know. Oh, Sheree. We started this episode out with Sheree talking with her team about this housewarming party that is supposed to take place the next day. They going over everything that's been done, everything that's left to be done. When she notices that she ain't got no appliances, and she has to call in her construction manager, who informed her that well, your appliances did come, but they weren't the right ones, so we had to send them back. So she kind of upset about that. See, my thing is this: it's all about show. She trying to make sure she outdoes Kenya, and she trying to make sure that it's no stones left unturned, so that she can impress these ladies, because they can be quite bitches when it comes to things like this. Okay, so she's stressing about making sure that she get her place up and running, uh and it's presentable for her friends and colleagues or whatnot. So, okay, that's what she doing. Now we got Porsha and Lauren going over to the dead grave site. Apparently Porsha ain't been there, or she don't go too often. And she said growing up, they grew up in two separate homes. They share the same father, but not the same mothers. But one thing that her dad instilled in them was that he wanted them to be close to each other and to, be there for each other. So Portia is going, and she's there with Lauren, and they putting the flowers on the grave, and they're telling their dad, where they are in life and that they are good. And Portia realizes at this point that maybe she needs to chill out with the way she's trying to go about having a baby. Maybe she needs to make sure that her and Ty will actually be, a couple, married, before she decides to go ahead and have a child. So she got all that at the funeral home. I mean, all that down at the cemetery. So now she got a new lease on life, and she ain't gonna be harassing the hell out of Tar about giving her this baby and signing no baby up, because she know in her heart that's not the way that her father would want her to go. Okay? Cute little scene. I don't like Portia that much, but that was a good scene. I liked it that, and I imagine her daddy probably that turning in his grave sometime the things that he hear or he see his daughter down here on this heaven, on this here earth, still, trying to get herself involved with. So that was good. That was a cute little scene. They let them know, hey, we are together, we close, we best friends, and I'm gonna go about having my child the right way, Daddy. So that's what we did with her. Next is we see Riley and Kandi sitting at Riley's favorite restaurant, which I think the name of it was the sushi bar or something like that. But anyway, if y'all remember a couple of episodes back, Block had been hitting Riley up, wanting to meet up with her and start, interacting with his kid more and more. And he had offered her an opportunity to go on I guess a dinner date with her dad, but she didn't want to go by herself. And after some coaxing, Kandi said that she would indeed go with her daughter to meet up with her father. So there we are. We at this restaurant, and before he gets there, Candace telling her, "Look, don't be fiddling with that phone all the time. Don't be giving him one word answers. Just relax, be normal, and talk to your father." Right now, the way they was doing it, I thought he was late, real late, like wasn't gonna show up type old late. But he actually showed up, and when he get there, Riley was less than enthused to talk to him. She looked like she ain't want to. Now I'm gonna tell you, A lot of people may not agree with this, but I honestly think that certain things that go on in your life, especially something that's significant in a child's life like this, which is reconnecting with an absentee parent, should not be put out on public TV. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that little girl was kind of quiet and withdrawn. Not only is it this man a stranger to her, but she's aware that these Bravo cameras is all around her. And not for nothing, it ain't like when now Riley will speak up, and she spoke up here. She's had something to say, but we don't never see Riley without Kandi when she interacting. She's always in her comfort zone when she be popping off and maybe being in conversations that kids shouldn't be in. That's the reason why she does that. But you put this 14-year-old girl in this situation with this grown man who she not comfortable with, and she don't know him, and you got cameras everywhere. So I feel like that's part of why she acted the way she did. I don't think that it was so much she was shading the man or she just was uninterested. I think that it had a whole lot to do with the fact I don't know him. So when he get there and he's trying to talk to her and, messing with her about a little Mickey Mouse hat and stuff, she's not giving him a whole lot of conversation. So Kandi takes it over the conversation and she started asking Block, well, how you been doing? I guess she felt like if I conversate with him, it'll kind of loosen Riley up some and she'll be more receptive to conversating with him. Because she wasn't at first. So Kandi and him, if they discussing or what's they talking, how you doing, how things been going with you, whatnot, like that. So he goes back to trying to talk to Riley again, and Kandi steady having to say, Riley, he's talking to you. Answer him. At one point, she had to tell her, put that phone down. You know what I'm saying? But I think she was only doing that, like I said, because she nervous, some cameras around, and she don't know this dude. So he says, I wonder if your mom wasn't here, how your response to me would be. So Kandi say, you know what? We gonna see. Kandi get up to go to the restroom. Now Riley don't want her to leave the table, but she like, look, you gonna be fine. Just talk with your dad. I'm going to his bathroom. I'm coming right back. Just have a conversation with him. So she leaves. When she leave, he asked her. He said, you don't. Did your mom ever tell you that I have been around? I may not have been around the way you would be used to me or want me to be around, but I was there. I was there from the time you was born. And she was like, you were? He said, yeah, I was at the hospital. She said, but did you sign the birth certificate? At this point, Kandi then came back to the table and she asked what they were talking about, and Block is saying, she don't believe that I was at the hospital. So Kandi clarifies it, saying that, yeah, he did come up there. Now, he didn't come when, while I was in labor, and he wasn't there when you came out to JJ, but he was there. You know what I'm saying? So she corroborated his story. I kind of felt some kind of way because he said to Kandi that he felt like Riley was brainwashed. And that kind of set Kandi off a little bit. Now, she didn't act no fool because they're in this restaurant and they can't. But he's saying that, he feel like she was somewhat brainwashed. And that's when Mama Joyce came out from Riley. Because she like, can I say something? And Kandi told her, okay, go ahead. You got the flow. She said she not brainwashed. She said she remembers him not being there in her life consistently, and she ain't got to be brainwashed to remember that. She remembers that on her own. And if he don't remember that he hasn't been consistent in her life, then maybe he is the one that is brainwashed. And I said, you better come through, Riley. You weren't going to let him come at your mama. You quiet as a church house mouse when he was talking to you. But he tried your mama and you got it together. I said, I know that's right, honey. Depending on, baby, that T-lady, you a cut a nigga throat behind her. So that puts him in a place where now he has to accept responsibility that he was not the father that he should have been with this girl, and he apologized to her, and he asked her, could they, going forward, can they spend more time with each other and try to get to know each other? And even though she said yes, she said it hesitantly, because I don't think she believed him, but we shall see. My thing about this was this right here. You know what you was and wasn't doing. It don't matter about the situation. At the end of the day, Whether you was in a common law marriage with another woman or not, that ain't got nothing to do with the fact that you willingly slept with Kandi unprotected. She had a child, and for 14 years, you have not been a part of this child's life. I'm gonna tell you one thing I came away from that scene with. I now believe, because y'all know I've been saying, look like Riley older than what Kandi is saying she is. And oh, before I go into that, it was a moment where when they were, her and Block were having, Kandi and Block was having that little conversation when he was asking what she was going, what she had going on with her, what she had been up to, and she was said working with her artist, and she said Riley got a song, and he was like, oh, I haven't heard it. So Kandi sent him the link, and he sat there and he was able to hear it right there at that table. Honey, he knew them lyrics was about him. Better late than never, nigga. Better late than never. So he knew that that was about him. I don't think he liked that either. But anyway, what I was saying was, you know what you didn't do for your child. Now, instead of coming there with the idea that you're going to try to, weasel your way out of it somehow being your fault, leave all that shit aside. Prove to her now at 14 that you gonna be there in her life, because it's still not too late. Yes, she not really opening up to you right here at this table. Like I said, it's got the Bravo cameras around here. This girl knows she being recorded. It's a totally different thing how a person will act when they sitting right there in front. They got all these cameras and shit, and they know that this is gonna be seen on, on people TVs around the world, opposed to you and her having a for real one-on-one conversation and building from that. If you really about that life, you'll make that work for you with her. If you not, we gonna find out that your ass ain't up to shit. You ain't, you full of shit. I personally wasn't ever here for him even being on here, because I felt like the only reason why he was on here was because Carlos King was pissed off with Todd, and he wanted to try to make life hard for Kandi this season, and he dug this dude up and had this dude come on this show. That's how I feel about it, and that's also the way a lot of people is saying that it actually went. If y'all notice, Kandi took a beating this season, and she don't normally do that. They don't never put Kandi on the chopping block the way they did this season, and I believe that a lot of it stemmed from the fact Todd and Carlos King had some type of falling out, and he wanted to make it hard for her, knowing that that's gonna bounce off onto Todd. I think he set all this stuff up, including that shit that he told, I believe he told Phaedra that shit that she was spreading around by way of Porsha and all of that. I really believe it all started with him. But I ain't going to excuse Phaedra, because bitch, you down bad too. Now, speaking of Phaedra, let's move on. Now, Phaedra say she ain't got nothing to do with this mess with Johnnie and Kandi, him wanting to sue Kandi or whatnot. However, you are at every damn meeting. Now, if you wasn't involved in it or wasn't trying to be involved in it, Phaedra, you would not even be at the meetings. You would have referred him to the lawyer that he needed, since you say that's not your area of expertise. You would have referred him to a person who he could get the help that he needs from, and that would have been the end of it. You wouldn't be going to no meetings with the man and all of that. Now, y'all going back to a meeting with this guy, Oscar, and now he has one of his, the lawyers that work with him in the firm also involved in this conversation, and it's a meeting to find out if they're going to accept the case or not. So we get in the room, and there's the lawyer Oscar is telling Johnnie, look, the firm has decided, based on overlooking all of the evidence that you presented us with, we've decided not to represent you in the case against Kandi Coded Entertainment in reference to the restaurant deal. I guess they feel like that wasn't one they could win, so they're not going to take that. However, they will be able to represent him if he wants to go forward with trying to sue Kandi for unpaid wages. Now, according to Johnnie, he has worked 20 hours overtime, I guess consistently for a certain amount of time. We found out that he was a wedding planner for Kandi when she was getting married. He said it wasn't no regular wedding, it was a production. We heard all that and seen it as well. And he said many a times he was contracted out to work 8 hours a day, and it could turn into anywhere from 16 to 18 hours that he would have to work over. And Phaedra says she did the mathematics on it, and it turns out that Kandi was paying him around $2.30 per hour. Because they broke down what he got paid in hours, right? So Phaedra say he was only getting paid $2.30 an hour. Now I find that hard to believe on two ends. First of all, Johnny, are you that goddamn stupid that you didn't realize you wasn't getting paid enough for the work that you were doing? I am recording. Go away. Um. Also, it was it's kind of hard for me to believe what they saying. It's kind of hard. It is. I hate when that happen because they throw me completely off my damn game on what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna try to catch it. Now, if you knew you were being paid less than what you felt like you was due, why did you continue to work? Because according to what I was hearing last night, it's against the law for him to be paid under minimum wage, which if he was getting paid $2.30, that's less than the $7.25 he was supposed to at least be guaranteed as a worker in the state of Georgia. And that's the reason why this man saying that he can go ahead on and represent him. Well, the woman, the one of the attorneys with the firm is saying that she can get to Kandi on that right there, right? So they gonna sue Kandi for unpaid wages, stating that she worked him for less than what the federal guidelines are, and that, she did that consecutively for however long that she was supposed to have done that, okay? So the next scene takes us to, where do we go next from here? Karma and Kandi is in Kandi's bedroom as she's preparing to get clothes together to go to Sheree housewarming thing, right? She ain't too apt to go, but it's been 5 years, so she gonna go see what it's really like, okay? Now, she's talking her and Karma about that, and Tar come in the room, but Kandi receive a phone call from Don Juan, and he like, child, my phone been blowing up for the last 2 hours. Apparently, a former employee, Johnnie, is suing Kandi Coded Entertainment for unpaid wages, stating that he was worked 7 days, he worked 20 hours overtime every week, to which he was not compensated for. Now, Todd hearing this and saying it's utter bullshit. Kandi saying it's utter bullshit. And Todd reminded Kandi, what did Tyler Perry tell you? What you supposed to do is set some money aside for these frivolous little lawsuits like this right here. Because this some bullshit. And it must be some bullshit because Kandi and Todd was not faded by that shit. That conversation went so fast on over to the housewarming. Kandi said, I get my lawyers to look at that. Then they get to talk about the housewarming. And Kandi also said that she heard word on the curb was that Phaedra was the one advising him to sue her. So now Todd like, and we got to see this bitch down here at the housewarming tonight. Do I have to really go? And Kandi said, yeah, you got to go. We've been invited. We're not going to act like that. And he said, yeah, you're right. I probably do need to go and go because if anything pop off, I'm going to have to get you. And I was like, you better because you know your wife better than anybody else, child. Get her. Okay? Let me make sure I ain't left nothing now. I want to get all that little unimportant shit out before we get there. Okay, let's just talk about the housewarming. All right. All the housewives are slowly but surely filing into Chateau Sheree. From what we've seen, it looked like it's a very nice home. Sheree got a nice house, okay, but it's not completed. And to be honest with you, it's too much for. It's like she got caviar taste with peanut butter money, like I told y'all before. She got these illusions of grandeur in her head, but her bank account is less than. Her status at the bank ain't quite right. Now, we see Cynthia, and she get there, and she hugging up, hugging Porsha or whatnot, talking to her. And Cynthia tells her that, you were missed at the old lady gang soft opening. But child, Apollo girlfriend showed up there. So, of course, she's sitting there eating that up, listening to it. Can't wait till Phaedra get here so Phaedra can be fine. She can tell Phaedra about the shit. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, Cynthia. But then Cynthia in her green screen lets us know, look, I'm going to be the bone carrier tonight because Sheree busy. But That's tonight only, and once this is done, the only bones I plan on carrying is these chick bones, which led me to understand what she was saying. Look, y'all, I'm only doing this because the producers told me to do it. Okay, so Phaedra arrived there. She got Dwight as her date. Now y'all remember Dwight and Sheree had issues, when she was trying to do the She by Sheree stuff. Y'all remember that whole debacle. He there saying he can't believe that this is finally complete. And Phaedra and Porsha, they hug each other. Kandi comes in, they get a boat. She speak to Phaedra. Porsha try to hug her. Now in her confessional, she like, I don't know why the hell Porsha trying to hug me, because we ain't cool like that. Anyway, they laughing and talking amongst each other, whatnot, and Porsha decides, let me get Phaedra off to the side so I can spill this little tea. Girl, let me show you the kitchen. Now, if ain't no goddamn appliance in the kitchen, what she going to the kitchen for? Because she want to be missing. She go to the kitchen. It's Porsha, Dwight, and Phaedra standing there. And Porsha tells her, Cynthia told me that Apollo's girlfriend showed up at the OLG soft opening. Now, Kandi, she did exactly what the hell Kandi said she was going to do last week. She naturally assumed that Kandi and Todd was trying to hurt her and talking about she about ready to slap a bitch or something like that. And I'm like, girl, you know you ain't about that damn life. If you put your fingerprint on Kandi, she gonna drag you through Sheree house. So bitch, talk shit in that camera, but don't be no fool, because you know you got to meet her in a few weeks. That's what I'm sitting here thinking in my head before, when this was, I'm thinking as if I'm seeing this in real time. And I'm thinking, okay, bitch, Kandi gonna see this shit. She gonna be ready to drag your ass for filth, right? So she finds that little information out. Of course, she does her little fucking talk that she always do. Now, Kim Zoliczak shows up on the scene looking just like a plastic Barbie. Now, girl, you know what did it, you know what did it, you know what did it, okay? So she mingling and everything around the house, and Kandi gets to a point where, like, you know what, let me go and speak to this hoe. Because it's been 5 years and I done let that go. I done tripled my money since then. So ain't no sense in me remaining a petty bitch with this hoe. Plus, I might have to film with this bitch next season. So let me just see what's up. So she go in there and she speak to her, and, they do that fake pleasantries and say they gonna meet up with each other, whatnots and stuff, and they basically agree that we gonna let the past be the past. Okay, cool. Now we get to this scene where Kenya wants to go to the restroom. She don't know her way around the house because Sheree has yet to give them the tour of the house. Candy said she was thinking that she was probably waiting on all the guests to arrive before she do that. So she take her, her and Kandi go to look for the bathroom and wind up going down these stairwells into a basement area that is clearly not finished, and look like a lot of the work, supplies, the materials needed to complete some of the work we see around the house not done has all been stored in the basement out of public view. Now, Kenya is going in and letting have on this bitch about this. And I know a lot of people got mad about this, saying Kenya is being over the top. She doing too much. Well, I wonder, do y'all feel that Sheree was doing too much a couple of months back when Kenya had her housewarming for More Manor, and Sheree was there doing the very same thing? She complained about dust. She complained about heat. She looked for everything that was not complete at that woman's house to bring it to her attention so that she would be able to say when she had her housewarming, her house is going to be 100% complete. And we all saw that it's not. Hell, she don't even live in the shit yet, okay? But that's what she's leading us to believe she finna be living there, okay? Oh, I forgot, Thelma showed up too there to support her daughter in the housewarming, or they house, because that shit is in her mama's name, okay? So, child, they down there, and Kandi ain't really saying nothing, but that goddamn Kenya was giving her ass the blues behind it. And I wasn't mad at Kenya, because what go around, come around. If you can come to my house, woman, and seek out everything to talk about that you see that's not completed in my house, bitch, you can best believe we might have kumbaya last episode, but bitch, I'm on your ass because I don't forget what you said. So that's basically what the hell happened. One of Sheree's friends, probably the person that was supposed to be watching their station, because supposed to be security in certain spots that nosy motherfuckers weren't supposed to be getting to, according to Sheree. But the friend shows up. What y'all doing down here? Y'all not supposed to be down here. So Kandi and Kenya didn't utter mutter or stutter. They walked on back upstairs. Now old girl goes and tells Sheree, them bitches was down in your basement. Girl, who hurt you? What you mean, them bitches? Them women ain't said nothing out of line to you. And if that was your job to make sure no one goes down those stairwells, bitch, what did you do? Take a pee break or something like that? Because they damn sure wasn't told that they couldn't go down there. It wasn't taped off or nothing. So here comes Sheree talking about who the hell down there. And Kenya admits, look, it was me. You know, I was looking for a bathroom. I didn't see it. I apologize. Now, we all know Kenya lying. But the point of it is, bitch, will go around, come around. And she knew she was wrong. That's why she apologized. Now, instead of her taking the apology and letting it flow, you got Kim wants to jump in there talking about why you in someone's basement. That's rude. Bitch, didn't she just say she went the wrong motherfucking way? And why you in this here? She gonna say her and Kenya say why, you know, this between me and Sheree. She talking about me and her been friends a long time. Bitch, okay, y'all got cool. Okay, y'all may be friends, but bitch, y'all ain't really friends. Y'all friends for the camera. Because it was not too long ago that your wig was in danger of getting pulled by motherfucking Sheree. True that you and Sheree made peace and you was in her wig. But at the end of the day, bitch, I didn't know it because I don't watch the show. Last time I remember, y'all had issues. So if y'all done made a kumbaya moment out of this, cool. That's whatever. Do you. But stay out of this. Kim could not stay the fuck out of this. And then her and Kenya gets into it. And she gets to telling Kenya about... Kenya told her, look, what you need to worry about is your husband and not having a job. And she was right. Now, old girl say, my husband made $20 million in the air. Now, I went in Google because I had heard another vlogger say that he wasn't worth quite that much. So I went in Google, and I don't know where she get them other 18 million that she added on to that. But if you check 3 different sites, it's gonna tell you Croy Bierman is worth about $2 million. So I don't know where she get that estimation from. Then she turns around and tell Kenya, you want to be like me. You want to have... No, first thing she told Kenya was that her JJ about to fall out that dress. Because, you know, she had a nice little old dress on, but her pussy wasn't in danger of being shown. Kenya say, girl, you probably want that to happen, and maybe you might get lucky enough to see it tonight. She said, I got a man at home. She said, okay. So Kim basically told her ass, you want to be like me. You want to have kids. You ain't got no kids. You want to have a man. You ain't got no man. Can you say, for you to have 5 kids, I don't see how you saying that. And she called her octo mom in the damn confessionals. Bitch, I was hollering. So they just into it. All into it because Kim inserted herself. Or she did what the producers told her, girl, you here to stir the pot, come stir it, and then you can take your ass on. And so that's what she did. They got into it real bad. Freaking Frack was downstairs in other areas of the woman's house, and they hear the disturbance and they go upstairs and they witness that shit. Okay, so finally, when Sheree get tired of being about them and she needs to switch it back to her, she decides to take off the skirt part of this ugly ass outfit she had on. I mean, she looked like she was a video vixen for early 90s video or some shit like that. All that sequin gold at the top and that black, and it's a cat suit with a skirt to it. She took it off and everybody was giving her props, telling her motherfucking ass to my camel toe, and you know, Sheree body look good. Ain't nobody gonna take that from her, okay? But Kenya said to her, is that your superwoman outfit? Now, bitch, if you paid attention, that was a compliment, but you so in your feelings, you gonna say, nah, bitch, this is my superwoman outfit, because I did it all by myself. Girl, so did Kenya, and she live in hers. She got a certificate of occupancy. She lives in her estate. What if you back in the condo? I didn't get that. That was just fucking crazy. Anyway, child, they had their little moment or whatnot, and it is what it is. Kandi finally has a moment to talk with Phaedra alone, and she come to and she tell us, she said, look, let me tell you something. Apollo girlfriend came to the grand opening of OLG. I didn't have no idea, and I told Todd I didn't appreciate that because I had invited you and had you come. That would have looked very shady. So what I want to do is apologize to you if you were offended, because I'm sure you've heard about it by now. I apologize if you was offended by it at all. Now, Phaedra said she accepted the apology, but in confessional, gonna say she could care less. See, bitch, that's why you having the problems that you have right now. It's because you a phony hoe. And we all now know. Okay? So, Kandi goes on to say, look, I'm sure you've heard about Johnnie suing me. She said, I've heard that, he came and spoke with you. So what I'm asking you is, did you advise him to sue me? Now, instead of Phaedra being 1,000 with this woman because she coming at her 1,000, she backpedaled and pussy popped again. This bitch said, I can't discuss, when a client comes to me and either seeks out my services for counsel or advice, I can't discuss that with you. Now, to me, I took that as to mean, bitch, you just told her, yeah, you the bitch that told him to sue her. Kandi said, okay, I respect that. Told her, she said, I just wanted to make sure that I got it straight with you about the Apollo situation, and she went on about her business. And after Sheree did her little thank y'all for coming out, supporting me, I did this all by myself without a man. And I get it, girl, at your age, you want to feel like you've done something for yourself. But child, really and truthfully, who gonna stay in that big ass house with you? Because your children are getting of age, and one of them already gone, and you got they finna leave the house. You're gonna be in that house by your damn self. And can you manage that house by yourself? I don't think that you can. So it may be wise if you do sell that damn house. Because Sheree, girl, you ain't got it. You just ain't got it. And truthfully, you ain't build Chateau Sheree by yourself because you still get some of our pension money. So whether you want to admit it or not, he's helped you build this house. It wasn't a solo act like it probably was for Kenya. And I'm not saying that because I'm Team Twirl. I'm just telling the truth. Kenya Coins was a little bit better than hers. And I'm sure Kenya did not have to depend on some man's money to help her get what she had to get for her to be able to now be residing in Moore Manor. That's all I'm saying. As far as Phaedra, I'm done with that bitch. I'm done with Phaedra. Because that shit was crazy. Okay, at the end, they gave us the little recaps, what they got going on. And I didn't like some of them anyway. Phaedra, still married to Apollo because the judge decided to throw out the original paperwork. So despite the fact that he's engaged, they still married. Kandi finally opened the OLG restaurant a year after its scheduled open date, but it's cool because she's still making money. Plus, she just wrote a hit song for Ed Sheeran, Shades of You or something like this. Her and Tiny, they collecting coins off of that, so she's still racking in the coin. Sheree, alleged to be living in her chateau despite rumors saying that she does not, and her book is out. Go get it. Kenya, producing a PSA about domestic abuse. She invited Sheree to Moore Manor to give tips on how to finish the basement. Not certain if Sheree took her up on this offer. And I feel like that was shade in itself. Because we know that Kenya has launched her more hair care line. It's doing good. She going out here to these different beauty supply places and doing book signing. Doing signings and taking pictures, giving autograph, all this shit. So don't diminish her what she got going on, Bravo, because y'all some shady motherfuckers for that. Porsha say her place. They say Porsha Palace remains a home for one. She has launched a detox cleanse called the Dump, and they don't know what's the tea with her and Todd right now. Cynthia, she celebrated her 50th birthday with a birthday suit photo, and she and Peter both are dating again, just not each other. Also on this episode, we saw that, Cynthia was like, Peter gonna be my damn friend, because he was trying to be in standoffish with her and stuff, but she wants him to be friends, because them people still, child, I'm not surprised if they don't pull a Nene and Greg and these folks get back together, because clearly Lil still lives within both of them for each other. And I just think that Cynthia probably got tired and she needed a break, and instead of her just talking to her husband, she opted to go on. Child, this got serious for her. That's all it was. But I still think she wants this man, because she was too much. Give me a hug, and I want to be friends. And she said in the confessional he was gonna be her friend one way or the other. So she wants him in her life. He may or may not be willing to be a Leon for her. We don't know. But that was it. That's all, y'all. I don't feel like talking about anything. If I forgot anything, put it down in the pen, and honey, we'll discuss it later. Remember, the depth of your struggle will always determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share this video on your social media sites. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Peace.